All right, guys, welcome back to the GR Sports Podcast. I'm Grant McCarter, joined by Reese Rini. Reese, how we doing?
Fired up. College football is officially here. Week 0 doesn't really count, but week 1, and boy, do we have a jam-packed slate. We have playoff type games. We have new coaches. We have games starting on Thursday night, stretching all the way to Monday night. I mean, it's as good as it gets.
Week one of college football, we're fired up. You know, baseball, it's like we said, it's kind of in that spot, home stretch this season, but college football is officially heating up, and they really packed week one this year. Starting out with a couple storylines, Reese, what are we looking for here in week one?
I think it's got to be the big game feel. I mean, we have three top 10 matchups this week. We have Texas, Ohio State. We have Notre Dame, Miami on Monday night, and we have LSU and Clemson on Saturday night. I mean, it truly feels like it is a college football playoff type weekend. We have a bunch of other games mixed in, but you get those three great games all at three different times. One's on a different day. I mean, it's truly as good as it gets. I mean, anybody saying that the week 1 slate is always soft, like no, I mean, it truly, you can ask for anything better. Like, what do you want? What do you want? Fit, you can't fit everybody in, but three top 10 matchups, that's the story to watch the week.
I mean, we got a Manning playing quarterback this weekend, and we got a Belichick coaching this weekend, right? I mean,
I
it's
come
like
back.
I'm a kid again. Like, we kick off the week Thursday, 5:30 p.m. on ESPN. Boise State, number 25 ranked Boise State at South Florida. Reese, what are we looking for in this game? What are we watching?
Well, we talked about a little bit in one of our other preview episodes, like, does Boise State belong? I think you brought it up, the fact that Ashton Genty's gone, one of the greatest college players
Dog.
we've ever seen. Um, some of the best numbers we've ever seen. Do they belong? And at first had some, I was a little skeptical, but after diving in to see, I mean, I mean, I can't go there and say that I think they belong, but they're returning the quarterback and they're returning four of the five offensive linemen. You know, it's preseason for NFL, but Ashton Genty's yards per carry wasn't great. Not saying he's not a great football player, but I think that the offensive line is an underlying story. You have four of the five guys back, especially the cornerstones at the left tackle and the center position. Those guys are back. I mean, are they going to go and win the playoff? Like, I don't think so. I would put a lot of money that they're not, but like, I mean, they could have a solid year, and I mean, I think they're minus 160 to win the Mountain West, and I think rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, I took a long look at the over under in this game. It's a hot weather. You know, not going to be much wind down there in South Florida, and these are two teams that really don't like playing much defense. And week one, I don't think anyone really wants to get down and stance and defend a little, but uh, that'll be Thursday. I'm really excited just to get the popcorn out for that one. Honestly, I think that
Thursday night at 5:30. I'm gonna be driving home from work and throwing it on. Like, that's as
so
good as it gets.
I think that kind of is your real kickoff for the season. Week one kickoff.
Yeah.
Friday, we're looking at 8 o'clock kickoff, ESPN, Georgia Tech at Colorado, going to Bufftown.
Man, oh man. I don't even know where to go here because I mean, Georgia Tech is going to run Colorado
Oh
out
no,
of, out of the state.
no, Coach
They are
Prime,
no, they
Coach
are
Prime.
they're I mean, right now, Georgia Tech to cover, Georgia Tech to
Minus
cover
four and a
times
half.
two, times three, times four. I mean, I'm taking Georgia Tech, and Haynes King is going to run through that Colorado defense, who's returning a bunch of players and they all stunk. Remember, they've been bad at defense. Oh, let's just, Coach Prime, let's just bring
Nope.
all the guys back that stink
I
on
think it's a
defense.
good unit.
They're starting a guy last year that had a 56.3 completion percentage at Liberty.
I think
Um,
this is a good unit, and I think they're starting a good quarterback, and I think they actually upgraded at quarterback because Shadur, I mean, biggest stat pattern in the history of college football. is what that is. And I think this Colorado team is forced to be reckoned with. I think they're going to make a bowl game.
Oh my God. Give me put that on a headline. Put that on a headline. I think Colorado is going to be a force to be reckoned with, and they're gonna make a bowl game. What are
Hey,
we talking about?
growing up an
What
IU
are
fan,
we
that's what
talking?
you look for. You look for those 6 wins somewhere, wherever you can get them.
Georgia Tech might win the ACC, like let alone like win, just they're gonna force to be reckoned with, make a bowl
Georgia
game.
Tech's no
Haynes
good.
King,
I don't see a
Haynes
number in
King is
front of
one of
Georgia
the
Tech's name.
I don't see a number in front of Colorado's
It's
name.
fine. They're going to win
So
six
I'm
games.
just saying, Haynes King, great player. I think Prime made a mistake starting the Liberty guy.
Hey, Coach Prime doesn't make mistakes. You watch your mouth, boy.
If you're gonna bring in a 5-star quarterback and do the whole song and dance about that he's the next future, and then you're not gonna start him, I mean,
Earn. You got to earn, not given in Coach Prime's system. And that's why this team's going to be great.
that's why all of his kids got so much playing time is because they
Okay.
earned that.
Also, we see Shiloh just got cut.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like borderline, you go undrafted, you're borderline to make a team, and then you get in a fight in the last preseason game and get kicked out. Like, I mean,
Chiefs will take him.
what are
He'll
we
pair up
doing?
well with Travis
What
Kelsey.
are we doing?
Oh, hey, the news everyone cares about.
Congratulations on that.
Congrats to Travis and Taylor.
Yeah,
Power
no one's
couple
just chasing
2025.
clicks from the Swifties.
Yep.
Congratulations. They're both wonderful people. Uh,
Wonderful people.
yep. Mr. Pfizer marries Mrs. Horner.
Oh, God.
So,
Cut
so
it. Cut the
um,
tape.
yeah. uh, all right. What are we on to the next one? Next
Okay.
game.
Big noon kickoff. I think. I'm guessing.
And big noon kickoff. We have Texas against the Carmen Soft Ohio State team. Did you see that they banned Portnoy from going into the stadium?
No, I did not see that.
What are we doing? What are we
Portnoy might be the most
doing?
banned human on earth.
Yeah, he got kicked out of the Super Bowl. So yeah, I don't even know want to get into that situation, but I mean, this game we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Newsflash, I'm going to just break it. It's Reno's game of the week. Should be, I mean, semifinal matchup, semifinal from last year matching up this year. I mean, this game fires me up. So this is everything you want. I mean, I'm still sipping coffee at noon.
Yeah.
I have number one versus number three.
Still
Um,
whack, still kicking the cobwebs out of the brain at noon.
I do think a little story here that is interesting. Two new quarterbacks. Like Arch played a little bit, got some running time. Julian Sand, I think, was in like one game. He's probably in a couple games that they were blowing him out. But two new quarterbacks and guys that were in the program last year
Yep.
in London. I just think that that's a cool thing, doing the things the right way. Texas is returning 18 of 22 guys from last year. Like, I don't know if those are 18 starters, but 18 guys on the team are, you know, 18 positions are filled by guys that were on the team
Yeah.
last year. And Ohio State's 20 of those guys. So, I mean, I think that's something to be, I mean, teams that are building their program in the correct way, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about this a little later when we really dive deep into Reno's game of the week, but I really like the fact that Arch got some time last year. And I think early on that's going to really help them.
Especially in
Um,
this game at Ohio State.
at Ohio State, absolutely. I don't have the over under written down here, but if you can get an under at a decent line,
47 and a half.
I kind of like under 47 and a half. I,
47 and a half.
I mean, Arch, I mean, he's got to live up to all that hype. This is kind of his first big signature game, could be his first signature win as Texas quarterback. And Ohio State's just always rolling with like a top five, top 10 defense every year.
Oh,
So,
they're gonna be great. I mean,
um,
they're turning one that I think like almost I think everybody's saying that like the best player in college football, like all around, is back, and that's Caleb Downs, and he plays for Ohio State. Like, and then the other argument is, oh my gosh, okay, if it's not Caleb Downs, like, all right, they have him at receiver,
yeah.
Jeremiah, like,
Yeah.
they're loaded.
Personally, I'm drinking the Arch Manning Kool-Aid.
No, I
100,
mean, I think
100%.
I am too. But like I said, we'll get there. Next game, Ball State at West Lafayette. My Boilers. minus 18 and a half, over under of 50 and a half.
Shout out Abby McCarter, former Ball
Whew.
State athlete.
Over under 50 and a half. Um, New coach Barry Odom came from UNLV, brought some guys with him. Ryan Brown, I believe, is going to be the starting quarterback. They brought in a kid from Arkansas. Don't know if that's going to pan out. Malachi Singleton, I think, is his name. Like he might not be a great guy. Like might not be a great locker room guy.
As
Here
long as you hand the ball off to
from on the ground, yeah, Mister
Oxley.
Shuffle Feet or whatever, like Happy Feet. So Ryan Brown, here's a storyline for you. Ryan Brown did things in an underrated way, the way that every quarterback should learn. Like Arch should have done this. Last year, he transfers. Not last year. So last season on Purdue, end of the season, he transfers to North Carolina, gets into the Bill Belichick School of Quarterbacks. And then in May, he was on North Carolina for like 3 months. In May, he transfers back to Purdue.
He just grabbed the playbooks and got out.
He's like, let me get a little dusting of what the greatest coach of all time has to say about me, and then go back to West Lafayette where I actually belong. So, um, yeah, sure. Purdue at minus 18 and a half. We'll take that. They could lose. They could also win by 40. I don't really quite know. But it's gonna be, I'll be there and I'll be watching.
While we're doing this closing the loop thing, you think there's any chance Dylan Thieneman comes back from Morgan?
No, and
No, he's
I don't
gone.
think there's any chance that Max Clare comes back from Ohio State.
Nope.
So our two best players are now on the two best teams in the Big Ten. That's tough. But hey, we'll see what Barry Odom has in store.
And speaking of Barry Odom, Reese, it kind of feels like Purdue is trying to follow the Indiana Hoosier script this year with Odom. And once all these JV games are done at noon, we got 2:30, Fox Sports 1. Indiana Hoosiers are hosting the Old Dominion Fighting Warriors. Nope, not quite their mascot, but IU's back in action. Kurt Signetti, Coach Sig, back in action. Okay, I keep thinking Rudy Fernandez, but it's not Rudy Fernandez. It's not his name.
What position does he play?
Quarterback.
You don't know the quarter.
It's something Fernandez.
Do you even know who's
Oh,
playing point guard for the Hoosiers and the winter? No,
I don't know any of their basketball players.
you don't know anything. You are a
I've never heard of any of them.
fraud fan. Fraud fan.
Fernando Mendoza. You
Hey,
can
I
see
know who's
why I
playing.
messed it up.
I know who's playing point guard for Purdue in the
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can tell you that. So Rudy Mendoza.
Fernando Mendoza, the Indiana Hoosiers quarterback.
Where did he come from? Oh no, I'm asking. I want to know. Like we're trying to educate the fans here. This is a serious podcast, and we're trying to figure out where Fernando Rudy Mendoza came
Oh,
from.
he's a West Virginia product.
That's good. That's good. Hey, you know, that's wonderful.
Oh, Cal.
You just make up West Virginia.
I saw the blue and the yellow. All right.
Cal State Golden Bears.
Indiana Hoosiers, led by quarterback Fernando Mendoza. No relation to Jessica.
I don't know who Jessica Mendoza is.
College football sideline reporter. The
Okay.
Indiana Hoosiers, led by quarterback Fernando Mendoza. Coach Sig back in action. IU's minus 23 and a half. And that is a hammer. Are you joking? Are you kidding me? You're giving me Coach Sig? This is this is modern day Bill Belichick. This is today's John Harbaugh or Jim. I get them confused, all right? Listen, Indiana returns possibly a top three defensive player in the Big Ten in Mikhail Kamara, right? He probably sacked whoever the heck was playing quarterback for Purdue last year 15 times, right? They return probably the best 1-2 punch in the country at pass rush DB. And Reese, this team isn't going anywhere. They are still here. This team that won 11 games a year ago hasn't lost a step. I think they got better at quarterback. Okay. Curtis Rourke, we're giving the Ohio transfer any credit for what happened last year. I think they got better at quarterback. I think they're thinner. I don't think this team's got as much depth, so they need to stay healthy. But I think this team is dangerous. I think they're real dangerous. And I think they're going to be extra dangerous to this Old Dominion team this week. And I think they're going to cover 23 and a half. Lock it in all day and twice on Sunday.
I mean, if we're gonna talk about if I I already brought up being Carmen soft once. What are they doing with the scheduling?
The Hoosiers?
Yeah. They just came out with the
Making
next 3 years
statements.
of scheduling, which they can decide on.
We're probably making money. No, we're spending money.
Yeah. No, you'd be
Here's the deal.
probably, I don't know which one.
The Hoosiers, in all honesty, the deal with the schedule, the Hoosiers have been a poverty football franchise for as long as I can remember, for as long as you can remember, for probably as long as our parents and grandparents can remember. And now they're not, right? You don't take 1 year of success and go, oh, let's go schedule Ohio or, you know, Florida State or Texas Tech or
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about Virginia.
big dogs.
You had Virginia scheduled for 2 years and you backed out and you paid them like $500,000 a year to not play them.
And
And
then they got
Virginia's
bulls.
terrible. They're
Because
horrible at football.
be- when you have the Big Ten level of play that the Big Ten has, you can't just roll out the first 3 weeks and be like, oh yeah, let's play the
You're
three
not rolling
best
out the
teams in the
first
country.
3 weeks. But this is the thing that IU
You need
fans.
breathers from this Big Ten schedule, especially when you have teams like Notre Dame playing
What happened last year?
Stanford
What
and
happened last year? What happened last year?
they made the playoff.
Is that all you? That's all IU cares about? I mean, because
That
Sig talks a large, large, large game, and he talked about winning the national championship. Blah blah blah
they're
blah.
going to.
No, they're not. They will not ever.
They were right there. Reese, last year
No,
they
they
lost.
weren't. They
They lost
weren't.
to the
They
two best
weren't.
teams in the country, and that's
And
it.
got their doors blown off
No,
because
they lost by 10. 10 points. 10 points.
check that.
Doors blown off. That's doors blown off in baseball. This isn't baseball, dog.
Check that.
27 Google. You want me to ask Siri, Bing, Yahoo? Which one you want me to get on here?
Neither game was close. If you watch the, no,
IU
this is, and I'm
scores
trying to help you guys out
football.
here.
IU, Notre Dame, 27-17
Okay.
at Notre Dame. Or was that neutral site?
Congratulations. I'm trying to help you guys out here. And it's not like I'm not like I have really don't have anything against IU football other than the fact that like I just don't like the school. But I just don't like I don't think that you played two hard games and neither game were close. And
10 points and 23 points.
I don't know what you're getting at.
Beat
Neither
Michigan
Michigan was bad.
with our backup quarterback. Michigan beat Ohio State.
Yeah, what do you even? I'm
Washington by
you
14.
need to you need to give yourself some preparation in
At
order to
Michigan
give
State
yourself.
by 37.
They're horrible, horrible. You need to give yourself some preparation to contend and win the big games. I don't care what the final score was in the Notre Dame game. They were not close to winning that game.
The Big Ten schedule prepares you for everything you need. That's my final opinion. And guess what? In 3 years, if we're still winning games, we're still in playoff contention, maybe they'll buff up the schedule a little bit. But guess
No,
what? You know what Kurt Signetti did?
we're gonna
He
keep
bullied he bullied the SEC into extending their conference schedule. Kurt Signetti alone did that in 1 year as Indiana University head coach.
That's all the problem with all IU fans is they think they're the center of every every decision ever
I
made. They're like
use the reason they're considering extending the field of 64 to
because they can't make the
78.
top 64.
Yeah.
They're like, dang, we've been 72nd the last 5 years. Let's move it to 72.
Another story for another day. enough talk about Indiana, who's probably going to be, we're probably going to get to talk about them plenty because they're going to be relevant, unlike another team we talked about tonight.
Roll Tide, roll. Woo! Alabama at Florida State plus Florida State's plus 13 and a half.
That's a lot of points.
It's not a lot of points for a team that's stinky. I see this game right now written in the stars. Alabama 49, Florida State 3.
Oh, God. That sounds like an IU football score from last year.
So Alabama minus 13 and a half, over 50 and a half because 49 plus 3 is 52, and that hits.
I also have a pick in this game. Florida State plus 13 and a half. I think the Seminoles are back. Do you remember a year ago at this time, the way people were talking about Florida State?
Yes.
Very
Wasn't.
highly.
I wasn't. I made so much money off of Florida State losing last year because I watched them in game one and was like, this team stinks. And it took the whole everybody on
Oh,
to
brother.
figure out they were bad for like 4 weeks.
Bad. They played such a hard schedule. They had like one of the hardest schedules in the country. And this is a team, you got to remember, this
Did you
is
say they
Florida
were
State.
bad?
This is Florida State. When you're playing at the caliber of school that Florida State is, you lose a few games early, the wheels fall off. You got guys declaring for the draft. You got coach checking out because he's going to get fired. You got all sorts of stuff happening. Okay. Florida State is a powerhouse. We're not talking about, you know, we're not talking about Ohio University. We're not talking about some of those. We're not talking about Rutgers. We're not talking about, Maryland. This is Florida State, right? This is a borderline blue blood.
Oh my gosh.
This is a borderline blue blood that's bouncing back this year. I think Florida State's
They
going to
were
be good,
good, what?
and I think
They
they're
had
gonna be,
one quarterback?
they're not going to make a playoff, but I think they're going to be pushing the top 25 all year. I think you're going to see them down
Oh
that
my
honorable mentions tab real
gosh.
quick, real quick.
Borderline blue blood is incredible.
Plus 13 and a half. That's not only is that a good bet, it's a great line. 13 and a half. I'll take a touchdown, 2 field goals against this Bama team. That's probably overrated. I mean, do we know? No, but probably. It's Alabama who really thinks they're still relevant. You know, is Nick Saban coming back down to earth? No. I'll take Florida State plus the points.
Well, Jameis Winston's not coming back down to earth either, unfortunately. So, LSU at Clemson, uh, another huge game. Number 9 at number 4. Clemson is minus 3.5. The over/under is 57.5. A lot of points, a lot of points, a lot of points. Grant, what do we think?
I like the Tigers. I
They're
like
both times, unfortunately. So you have to elaborate there.
I like the Tigers a lot.
Actually, good strategy. I love the Tigers.
Yep.
Love the Tigers.
I think you can take the Tigers money line. I think you can take the Tigers on a spread. I think you can take the Tigers every way to the game.
Can't lose.
How about you?
I mean, I talked about in the preview. I've got LSU to win the SEC championship. Got a lot of flack for that, but I mean, I think they're the most talented roster in the league. I think they have the most talented quarterback in the league. But I mean, it's you got to find out who's the diet tiger here. Who's the real tiger and who's diet tiger. I mean, Death Valley. I think they're both Death Valley, aren't they? That's. I mean, that's.
Yeah, they both claim to be Death Valley.
I mean, this is like we got a standoff going on right now, and this
Like the
game,
Spider-Man.
you know. So
Pull up the Spider-Man little you know what I'm talking about, where they're pointing at each other.
um,
Editors. Yo, our editing team, can you guys pull that up for us? Thanks. Thanks, guys.
so I mean, I think here I like LSU plus 3.5. If it was 2.5, I would feel worse. I mean, I could see it just being like a
Yeah.
like so I like that, and I'm also on a little bit of I don't know. I'm on the under. I hate doing it, but I'm on it.
I in all honesty, I didn't have a lean in this game. This is one that I'm just gonna kick my feet up, get the popcorn out. I'm just gonna watch it.
Great way to end the game or end the night.
It's a great way to end the night. Count my money from my earlier picks. We'll be giving our official slate here in a few minutes, but I don't have a bet on this one. I don't. If I was leaning, I'd lean Clemson, but that's just because of Brian Kelly's big game struggles, per se. Um, I just looked it up. He was 4-11 against top 10 teams in his time at Notre Dame.
Very good.
I don't know the numbers, but it doesn't feel like much better in an LSU uniform. So yeah, I'd lean Clemson, but I'm not betting it.
Awesome. Next game, your national championship pick, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Go down to Miami, Florida. Convicts versus the Catholics 2.0. Miami plus 2.5. Over under is 49.5. Grant, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, we're taking Notre Dame minus the points. I mean, Morgan Freeman, he's like I said, he's one of the greatest coaches. I mean, he's probably my favorite coach and well, second favorite behind Kurt Signetti. I really just think this Notre Dame team, you know, every time I watched them last year, aside from the Northern Illinois game, I was extremely impressed to the point where I kind of wasn't expecting them to be as good as they were. And they're my national champion pick. I don't think this Miami team's that good. I think you mentioned it in an earlier episode. Cam Ward was kind of the heart and soul. He wasn't a system quarterback. He was the system, right? So I
Right.
think Notre Dame handles this team easily. I'd almost take them on an alternate line, but I'm sticking with the minus 2.5. And I also like the under in this game.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with you. I think Notre Dame minus 2.5. I mean, I don't know how CJ Carr is going to fare at quarterback. That's kind of a question mark, but if he struggles, they have a outstanding running back to lean on. So minus 2.5, like I mean, I don't think you could have said it any better. Like Cam Ward is not a system quarterback. Like Cam Ward was the system at Miami, and they still proved, not good enough. And he's gone. So he's not coming back. I don't know much about Miami, but I just kind of know that last year maybe it felt different and it still wasn't different. And now you got, the number one pick in the draft is gone. I think that'll definitely impact you. So I'm going to go Notre Dame. And you go over or under?
I went under, yeah. I really like the under. I think, like you said, the quarterback's kind of the big question mark with this team. Obviously, the system's there, the defense is going to be there. It always is. And if they get a lead, they can just hand it to their, top probably two running back in the country and call it a day.
I think, yeah, I think the under is a great bet. And I think that might take us to our last game, which is just, I mean, maybe my favorite one of the entire weekend. TCU goes to the house that Bill Belichick built, North Carolina. TCU minus 3.5. Over under is 56.5. Let me hear it.
So I actually went with a prop bet in this one. I took Belichick's girlfriend to ride to the game with her parents at plus 110. I think that's great value. I think, I know she still lives with her parents, given that she is only 16, 17 years old. And I think she definitely pulls up to the game with them. So what do you got in this one?
I'm gonna go a more conventional route, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna let you know a secret. I don't know a single thing about TCU. Um, don't know, don't care.
Shout out,
Rob Sawyer is gonna be disappointed.
shout out Rob Sawyer.
Personally, so I don't know anything about TCU, but I don't know a ton about North Carolina. All I really know is that Ryan Brown transferred there and then transferred back to Purdue. Um, that has nothing against Bill Belichick. It was just that was a true, Barry was like, "Hey, go sniff what Bill's got
Yeah.
cooking. Come back." But I do know that North Carolina's got the greatest football coach of all time at North Carolina Monday night. I mean, truly just can't get any better. So like I love this game. It's like, we got to wait all weekend, all these great games. Monday night, it's not a ranked game. And it's like, you know what? But you do get Bill Belichick coaching football again. North Carolina -3.5. They may stink, but they also may win the ACC. So I have -3.5.
Yeah,
Or +3.5, +3.5, sorry.
in all honesty, I didn't bet this game for the reasons you mentioned. If I bet it, it'd be buying the Bill Belichick hype, um, and taking North Carolina. So that'd be my lean. I mean, just to let the fans know, we're Belichick truthers. We both are very big, firm believers that he's the greatest of all time. I'm more of the camp that Tom Brady was a direct beneficiary solely of Bill Belichick's system, and if Peyton Manning went through Bill Belichick's system, he'd have 15 Super Bowls. Anyways, Reno, what's the game of the week? Reno's game of the
I mean,
week.
I mentioned it, I teased it. Texas at Ohio State, number one versus number three, semifinal rematch. I mean, that game was 14 points, but unlike Grant's IU at Notre Dame, that was 10 points. This game was much closer. I don't know if people remember, Texas had it down inside the 10 with a minute and a half left, I think, through a pick six. I mean, they were right there on the knocking on the door. Who knows what happens if they punch it in for a touchdown. So this game, I think Texas has got a little bit of a nasty taste in their mouth from last year. I think that they felt like they belonged. They were in the SEC. They showed they belonged. They lost a couple games to Georgia, but they got into that game and they had kind of been struggling a little bit. And I mean, they showed up and they played. And like that, they showed that Texas belongs in a spot like this, I believe. And I think the difference truly comes down to the fact of what you said is that Arch has a little bit more experience. I mean, yes, it's on the road, which makes it tough. Like, which I mean, truly, if you're this Julian Sand kid from Ohio State, this couldn't be a better opportunity for you to shine. Like, you don't have to go on the road into a hostile environment. You're playing at home against the number one team in the country. Like, dude, just sling the rock.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think Arch having a little bit more experience. I just, but I mean, truly, just imagine this. You got McAfee yelling on game day,
Yeah.
like everything, and then you're like, oh my gosh, number one versus number three. It's truly, truly, truly as close to a national championship game as you can get in week one.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's like it's gonna have that feel. It's gonna have a playoff feel. Um, wish it was a night game, but noon
Yeah.
will do. It's okay. It's totally fine. So a couple things to look out for in this game. I have a little bit, from both sides. They return Wisner, the running back, who's a junior. He ended up getting a lot of the play snaps last year. They had Jaden Blue or Jordan Jaden Blue. Blue, you're my boy Blue. Um, and he went to the draft. So Wisner had a lot of the snaps, a lot of experience back in that backfield. They have some experience on the outside of wide receiver. They also have a sophomore in CJ Baxter that's going to be playing running back. He'll get some snaps, kind of be, I think, more of a receiving back. Um, and my big thing for Ohio State is, I mean, maybe I'm biased because I watched him play Purdue last year, and as bad as Purdue was, he was really good. Um, obviously we have Caleb Downs and we have Jeremiah Smith, like as good as it gets there, like two of the best players in college football. But Max Clare, you have a generational size. I mean, he's generational is probably strong, but like 6'6", 250 pounds, runs up. I mean, I think he's like a 4'6", 40. For being that big, moving that quick, like he's going to be a great target, I think, especially if you get into a situation where, they're playing one-on-one with Smith with a safety over the top covering him. I think you can look a lot in the middle at Max Clare coming up. So he on Ohio State's side is who I'm looking out for. But experience comes down to it. Texas +2.5 in that game and the under in 47.5.
Yeah. I mean, I also like Texas a lot. Like I said, I'm really drinking the Arch Manning Kool-Aid. And this is my thought. The last time I felt like there was this much hype in like rightful hype valid hype around a quarterback was Trevor Lawrence Clemson, and that he turned out to be like the greatest quarterback prospect of all time and touted as such, like greatest prospect since Andrew Luck, rest in peace. But I think this is one of those years. I think Arch Manning comes in as the Heisman favorite to begin the year at plus 700. I think he proves himself day in and day out, week in, week out. I think this Texas team has a historic season. I think they go on to win it all. And I really think I think they lose Notre Dame in the championship. But I think I think they're winning their conference. I think they're winning the SEC. I think this Texas team is special. I think Arch Manning's special, and I think this is a generational talent. And I think we need to kick our feet back and enjoy the show.
Couldn't have said it better.
All right, best bets of the weekend.
You
Uh,
want to make 1-1-1-1?
yeah, I'll kick us off on Thursday. Boise State at South Florida. I touched on it a little bit. I'm taking the over. I think both teams know how to score the rock. I don't think any of these teams are worried about playing much defense. Um, you know, O line's obviously there for Boise State. Like Reece said, 4 out of the 5 returning. Um, weather's gonna be perfect. It's literally prime weather for an over. I think it's 84 with 6 mile an hour wind. Yeah, that's what I like on Thursday.
Yeah, so mine, I'm gonna go to Friday. I talked about this also. I am as down as a person could be on Colorado. Um, I've got Georgia Tech -4, -6, -12, -24, whatever you want it. Georgia Tech. I mean, that, that could be as good. That's hey, I didn't pipe down there, little buddy. Um, I just think that I'm a fan of this Georgia Tech team, and I am down on this Colorado team. I think Georgia Tech rolls.
The only thing down after that pick's gonna be your bank account because I got Colorado plus 4.5 as my next best bet of the weekend. I'm buying into the Buffs hype. It's one of those post-hype sleeper situations where they're hyped up for the Sanders kids, for Travis Hunter playing 2 ways. Who cares, right? Who cares? I think this is a post-hype sleeper buy on Colorado. I'm taking them plus 4.5, and like I said, they're making a bowl. Into
So
Saturday.
next, I'm going to go to 3:30 on Saturday. Um, Alabama, Florida State touched on maybe a little bit, but I love the over in this game. Is it probably going to be 49-3? Probably not. But I mean, I love the over. I think there's a lot of points scored in this game. It could be a 49-22, and it hits in the third quarter. So I think, like I said, they're going to be airing it out. I love the over.
Um, my Saturday play, I took Texas. I talked about it enough already. I think I'm good on those points though. You can keep them. I'll take money line plus 105. The Texas Longhorns throwing them up all weekend. Give me Arch Manning on the money line plus 105.
So for me, I'm going to stay on Saturday here. I love this, and I picked them. I mean, truly, probably a panic pick. Picked them to win the national championship. Um, Michigan had a horrific offense last year. And I think they got a quarterback, but I do think he's going to take some lumps. They are favored -34.5 against New Mexico. I'm going to take New Mexico plus 34.5. I think it's a lot of points for an offense that was generationally bad. Um, this is just fine in one. Like
Here,
New
just
Mexico.
throw the darts at the
Hey, New
dartboard.
Mexico, hold on. 31-0 does not kill us. So just, just hold on. I got New Mexico plus 34.5.
Reese can be the biggest New Mexico fan in the state Saturday. Um, when I hear that Michigan national champion pick, all I can see is Javier Baez last year. Not this year because he's good now. Curveball in the dirt.
Oh yeah, I mean probably,
Play
but pick
play the
Notre Dame.
clip.
So I think that's about the same. So anyway, your last pick.
Um, Sunday, I actually kind of got two in this game. I'm taking Notre Dame minus 2.5 and the under. Probably be playing them both. I, I really like them both. I've talked about Notre Dame a lot. I think they're a serious contender for the national champion. Um, and I think that game I think they might win an 18 zip in an old school Notre Dame Newt Rockne fashion, right? Um, so I'm taking Notre Dame and I'm taking the under.
My last pick, Utah. and it's the late game on Thursday night. I believe it's 11 o'clock. Utah goes to UCLA. I think Utah is kind of going to find their stride, get back into that conversation of, being, they were always, it seems like a top 25 team, and they've kind of fallen off, I feel like, a little bit. But I've got Utah -6 in this game. Um, if it was -7, maybe I wouldn't like it, but give me the touchdown. I love Utah in this game. I think UCLA just straight up stinks at football. Um, I don't think they're going to have any home field advantage. So give me Utah -6.
And that's one you just kind of sprinkle that Thursday night. It's late enough. You don't watch the game. You wake up Friday morning with a little extra money in your account,
Yeah,
right?
Saturday night, actually.
Saturday. Yep. And that's pretty well going to wrap it up for today's episode. Coming this weekend, obviously exciting weekend of college football, Labor Day weekend. So everyone enjoy the long weekend off of work. Um, I think Braun Ability's closed Monday, right?
That's what I heard from Rockstar.
What about Textron? Her animal working Monday?
No, I think we got Monday off. I know
They
I've
get-
got Monday off. Do you have Monday off?
I got Monday off. I'm gonna be in downtown San Francisco. If anyone's gonna be in the area, let me know. We'll link up. Um,
Watch the Giants play. Maybe see McCaffrey walking around the streets.
Catch a Giants game, see McCaffrey limping around.
He's
But
still over there in Switzerland.
we're gonna do a Labor Day spectacular NFL preview show. We'll go over our predictions for the season, big storylines. I'm fired up. Huge NFL fan. Reese.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fired up too. I mean, I think for me, college football and NFL are pretty close to the same level, a little bit more NFL for me, but you are like all
I'm
NFL all the time. Like you are fired up. Like,
yeah.
you know, you're not the biggest college football guy, but you
My
do
top four.
you do what you can, but I mean, when it comes to NFL, like, you know your knowledge. So I'm excited to get you, kind of into your element. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a fun ride for sure. So Monday, the Labor Day extravaganza pod is
Join
going
us
to
Monday for the Labor Day extravaganza, NFL predictions, NFL preview, the whole
for the
9 yards.
season, and then the next Thursday we'll talk
Da-na-na-na-na-na. Wait, that's
Thursday
ESPN.
night football
Da-da-da-dum.
and week one preview.
Dum-dum-dum-dum-dum.
Um, but I'm fired up, fired up. We'll throw in on Monday's preview at the end, do a little Ryder Cup talk. The captain's picks should be announced by then. Just a little bit. We'll do a little further preview on the fact that I think the United States might get smoked, unfortunately. But
USA,
we'll
USA,
see.
USA,
So
USA.
fired up for fired up for the rest of the sports here.
Found it. Noggin. See ya.